Hello, good morning, good afternoon, good evening, whatever time it is. I am here to give you a sample of some stretch release, hopefully, since I'm going to be gone for a few days. I hope it'll make a difference. You will need a soft Theraband, and as you can tell, I have a pillow and a lovely small blue ball ready. This is just so you can do something to kind of keep yourself moving, happy while I'm gone for the next few days, all right? So remember, enjoy whatever you do and breathe easy. So we're gonna start, the first part, I'm gonna put this Theraband somewhere nearby because I'll use it. You're gonna lie on your side, and I'm gonna lie on my side facing you. So the first part, I'm gonna lie on my left side. I'm gonna bend my left leg, put my head and neck. I'm actually gonna fold this a little bit more so my neck is in a little bit more of a supported position, and let my earlobe go on the pillow. I'm gonna let my left arm stretch out nice and long in front of me. My right leg is nice and long underneath me. And then from here, my right arm is gonna go up to the sky, and then I'm gonna let it go towards my earlobe. Take it out in front of me, just circles. I'm taking it as far back behind me and then as up above me. So just really allowing this to be how the arm moves freely in the socket as you breathe. That was 5, and now we'll reverse. We'll go forward, up, behind, around, and back. And I'm gonna try not to bend my elbow while I reach it behind me. There we go. It's sometimes an easy thing to reach from the elbow instead of the arm, but I wanted to reach from the arm, okay. Yes. And remember, if you need something to lie on the side of the hip, also go there. So now, that was 5. I'm literally on my side. I'm kissing my right hand to the left hand. I'm going to let this right hand roll forward and twist with that hand, and then drag it back and lift this right arm up and somewhere behind me. Yes? And then I'm going to take it up and over. And I don't love giving you numbers for anything because I don't want you to think about doing something to do something. I want you to start feeling what's happening. Hopefully, the more you allow your senses to help you open your chest and your shoulders, the kinder you'll start to feel. And same thing again. Just to mobilize the upper thoracic portions of your spine a little bit more. Breathing easy. And on this next one, I'm going to move a little bit more forward just so I have a little bit more room. I'm going to keep my right arm behind me, let it land where it may. And also let my eyes go up towards the ceiling and just breathing into this open right-sided position. Giving that a little extra love. And then coming back to center. All right, so now I'm gonna lie on my back for a moment. And let my legs lengthen out just so I can notice how much better my right side feels. And I feel much nicer. So I'm going to show you my back side. I'm apologizing for that, but we go to the left side. So I'm going to roll over to where my right earlobe is on the pillow. My right arm is extended. My left leg is nice and long. My left hand is on top of the right hand. I'm going to roll forward, take my left hand beyond my right hand. Twist with that body up, and then I'm going to take that left hand towards me and lift it up and somewhere behind me. And using whatever breath feels good. Remember, we're always breathing. Once again, I could give you a number, but I'm going for however nice, kind, soft pace my body can go to. I'm going for 5. And this is my 5th one. I'm going to let it be. I'm going to let my left arm go back behind me, open the collarbone up towards the ceiling, just so I can encourage the left side of my lungs and my chest to open a little bit more. Excellent. And now I'm going to come back and then lie on my back again one more time to notice the difference. Oh yes, much better. So I'm going to get rid of the pillow, put it away, and now the Theraband will come into play. We're going to use the Theraband to kind of help us get a little bit more of a stretchy feeling. And now here's a place, if you have any low back issues, you might want to put something under the small of your back just to give yourself that little extra elevation. And if it's even better for you to have the pillow lengthwise and you put it where it hits right at the middle of your back or the low portions of the ribs, that's also another way to let your chest kind of sink into the earth and get heavier. I don't really need it right now, so I'm going to honor what my body likes at this point. I'm going to rely myself all the way down on my back. I've got the Theraband, each side of the Theraband in each hand, and then I've got it where it's soft in my foot. So in other words, I want it to be a little nice. My right leg is directly over my right hip, and my right thigh bone is resting into the pelvis. Right side of my bum, which is my right sit bone, is reaching for the left foot, just so the right side body stays nice and long and happy. My hand grip is easy, so now from there, I'm going to stretch into this Theraband and lower that leg all the way down, and then lift it long leg towards me and a little closer to me. And just simple like this. Here's number 2. This is kind of similar to if you were using one spring at a time at the studio with the tower or the Cadillac, where you put the leg loop in one foot. Same feeling. How can you use this as a means to open the right side a little bit more? Here's 5. Remember, it's not about how fast you do something. Are you feeling a little bit more of a stretch? Are you allowing your breath to let go of tension in your body? Here's number 7 for me. I'm going for a full 10. 8. Number isn't important. It's more about quality. Here's 9. I just need 10 of these to get a little bit more looser. That's why I'm going for 10 full repetitions. And here's my 10th one. So now I'm going to keep it up here, and I'm going to take it into windshield wiper side to side. The leg is in neutral position, which means that it's not rotating out or rotating in, and just normal windshield wiper side to side. And my left hip is staying heavy on the earth. It doesn't get to help. Left leg is heavy, left thigh bone, left foot, everything else is heavy. And once again, number is not important. I did not count that time at all, and I'm going to pause here. And now I'm going to take it into a few leg circles. I'm going to take it across the body, down, around, and back up. And why do I like the views of the Theraband? Because the Theraband is so elastic, and our fascia is also that elastic. And here's 4, and 5, and these are large circles. And I'm just enjoying how free my thigh bone's moving in the hip socket. And 7. And now we'll go the other way. Ooh, hang on. I'm gonna have to click the computer for a moment because it went dark on me. All right. Not sure how that happens, but hopefully that won't happen again. And then you reverse the circles if you did not already do so. And 3 and 2 and 1. All right. So now I'm going to come out of this Theraband, stretch my right leg away. I had to come and look because I feel my right leg is reaching farther away from than the left leg. And it is. So now the left side gets the same love. So we're going to put the loop or the band around the left foot. Easy hand grip. Remember, we always want to be kind to this body. And the first part is, especially for me on the left side, I love my left bum to reach it around to the armpit. So I'm going to make a cognizant effort of reaching my left sit bone to my right foot. And then from there, stepping into this foot to take it all the way down and bringing it back right over my hip. And can you do this every day this next week? Absolutely. A lot of what I'm doing today is more release. Yes, it's a little work. I'm not saying it's not a little work, but how can this work be so easy but quite beneficial and efficient for the body? I'm literally using the band to help me get a little bit more of a stretch and stretch that leg away. I love Therabands, especially when I travel, because you can't carry a bunch of things when you travel. This fits in very easily, doesn't take up any space. 2 more. And then from there, the leg and thigh bone are directly over the hip. Easy shoulders, heavy chest, side to side, neutral thigh bone position. 3 and 4, 5, 6, and 7. I'm going for full 10 this time around. I didn't count the last time, but this time, different side, different love. And then I'm going to go into circles. 7 circles one way, 7 circles the other way. Remember, it's all about freedom. How can we let this be easy, kind, and freeing? 5, 6, 7, and we reverse. Do you feel like the left side creates squares instead of circles? Yep, I know. That's how I feel sometimes, until it gets a little looser. Excellent. And now I'm going to carefully come out of this Theraband. Oh yes. And I'm going to put the Theraband away for a moment. Bend both legs, each heel in front of each sit bone. So your feet are hip width apart, your knees are hip width apart. Give yourself a gentle little nudge outward. Let your hands go to the middle of your thigh bone and just press lightly outward. And remember that feeling, all corners of your feet into the earth. Arms right nice and long by your sides. Pelvic tilt to let the small of your back press into the earth. And then inhale to release. Exhale just to let that small of your back get a little bit more opening. And now we take it into our bridging. So you curl your tailbone, peel your hips up. And once you peel your hips up, notice, are my knees right over the heels? Are my ribs being held? Are they hanging down, feeling like it's in a suspension bridge from head to tail? And then you roll your spine down, allowing each vertebra to find its own piece of the real estate on the mat. Okay, so here we go. Taking an inhale, exhale, curling your tailbone, peeling your hips up, pausing, 3 full breath cycles in this bridge position. And then peeling your way back down. And 2 more of these. Pelvic tilt, peeling back up, pausing up top, breathing 3 full breath cycles. Mouth can be open or closed. Just remember to have a soft jaw. And then peeling back down. Last one, guys. Take a breath in. Exhale, curling your tailbone, peeling your hips up, pausing. And then rolling back down. All right, so now we're ready for a little deep abdominal section. Here's another place for you to put a little pillow underneath the small of your back to help protect your low back from having to overwork. You want to be kind to bring the right leg into tabletop, and then the left leg follows suit. So the front of your body literally rests into your back body while you're in tabletop. Now flex your feet. The angle of the 90 degrees from the thigh to leg does not change. The left heel reaches down towards the earth. If it doesn't touch the earth, don't scold it and bring it back. Right leg goes away from you and touches the earth, and you bring it back. And this is all about the thigh bone moving. It's not about the low back moving. So your abdominals are a sense of support here. So allow that to happen. Here's number 3. And I use my exhale to take it away and exhale to bring it back. Yeah. 2 more each side. And consciously, that's why I have my hands on my ribs, making my ribs feel like they're resting into the earth. Last one. And now pause. Stretch both legs up to the sky without the thigh bones coming anywhere near you. And then you bend it back in. That's it. You exhale, stretch it up to the sky. Inhale, bend it back down. Very simple, but quite effective. Here's number 3. And 2 more. And back. And 1 more of these, please. And keep it. Pause. Breathe in. Breathe out. Breathe in. Breathe out. 3 more breath cycles. Breathe in. Breathe out. Last one. Put 1 foot down onto the earth, other foot down onto the earth, roll over to the side, come up to sitting. Wonderful. Okay. Hope you got a little warmer. So we're going to do a little bit of sitting related work. A lot of us have a hard time sitting tall with the legs out in front of you, or even with crisscross applesauce, we end up wanting to stick our chest way forward of our hips. So how do you find that connection of your head and your tail being in that same alignment and orientation aspect? Front ribs having a conversation with the back ribs, so the front ribs are soft. In other words, when you're sitting or when you're trying to stay tall, your arms are in slight internal rotation. If they open too much, then the chest sticks way out. Can you see how it's much more forward? So you want to find that kindness. For my body today, I would like to sit on a throne. So I'm going to use my pillow to sit on, just because that'll help relieve some of the hip crease area from overworking for my body. So honor what you need. Sometimes I need a little higher throne. I'm going to sit crisscross applesauce because that feels good right now. If this does not feel good, let 1 leg stretch out, or let both legs stretch out, or go into a zigzag. Where do you feel comfortable? Play with your availability in your body. And that's the most important thing you could do for yourself. Okay? So now you've got your Theraband out in front of you, and you've got a little less of a choke, meaning you're holding onto it on the outer parts a little bit more, because you're going to continue to relax those shoulders as you stretch the Theraband broad side to side. Easy hands, easy wrists, and then bring them right back out in front of you. Very simple. Here we go. Number 2. And back. 10 of these. I know it's a bunch. 3. And back. And you notice I'm going fairly slow. I'm using this to feel like, oh, I can stretch further away from my hands. Yeah, reaching my hands a little further away from the mid-body. Here's 5. I'm very slow. Slow and steady wins the race, right? Yes, 6. I know I said it might be a 30-minute video, but it might be a little bit longer. You don't mind, right? Here's number 8. Oh, here I go. I've got to go click the computer again. Just keep it going. I'll pretend I've done 2 more. And 9. And last one, 10. Excellent. So now relax back down. Take a moment. You're going to take the band behind you and you're going to go even a little bit wider. And now from here, same exact thing, but it's behind you. It feels a little different. Reach it out and bend it back in. So you go into a W and then you go out to a wide T. Very simple. Here's number 2 and number 3 and 4 and 5 and 6. And you can tell I have different sides. We all do. And last 2 and last 1. Good. So now keep those arms nice and long. Tip over onto your right side and you're just going to keep it there. And you're still in that broad open section. And now from there, the band is behind you. You're going to allow your body to twist and look forward and then take it up and take it somewhere behind you. Just 5 of these, guys. Here's number 2. Using the band as a means to think your fascia layers are stretching just like this band. Here's 3. Being kind to your wrists, kind to your hands. And 5. And then coming back up. And now we'll go to the other side. We go up and over to the left. Remember, the left side, even though you're going up and over, it's still just as long as the right side. Now you reach with your right hand, turn and look, and then turn and look somewhere behind you. And 2 more. And 1 more. Excellent. And then you come right back upright. Let the band go. Let it all go. No band, just a little mermaid. And for the mermaid, I'm just going to let my legs go out to the sides. I'm just allowing my body to give me feedback. So I'm just going to go up and over, breathe into that left side, and then let my left hand land as my right side opens up. Just 5 of these as well. Trying to find a pure side bend instead of twisting. Once we twist and we notice how it feels, it frees us up to go into a pure side bend. All right, 2 more. Switching sides. And last one, both sides. Remember, the head and tail have a conversation. Always, the head just tilts. Excellent. Okay, now that that's done, we'll go on our hands and knees. I'm going to put the band away. I'm going to use the pillow for my knees, just so it's a little bit more nicer for my knees. This is another hip opener. So I'm on my pillow. My hands are directly underneath my shoulders, and my hands are spread broad. So I've got each knuckle finding its own piece of the real estate on the mat. Without much changing, I'm just going to go into a couple of cat-cows. So curling into a lovely cat shape, and then going out into a cow, letting it all go. The arms get to stay long. The hips are right over the knees still. And then same thing. It's all about the spine in between the head and the tail. 2 more of these cat-cows. And last one. And then we come back to whatever neutral feels like for you. So here's my head and neck. It's a little higher. My eyes are slightly down, so the back of the neck is open. If I take my head too high, I can't speak or breathe at all. If I take my head too low, same principle. You want to find that open airway space at all times. All right, so now that the head and neck are floating, I'm going to reach my right toes on the ground behind me. Nothing changes. My left hip is directly over my left knee at this point. No, not much of a change. And then when I'm ready, I'm going to take my left arm out in front of me and the right leg floats up. I'm just holding this balancing table position. So my right hand is on the earth and my left knee is on the earth. My left hand is reaching away, my right leg is reaching away, and I'm just holding it and breathing. Belly button's floating up towards the breastbone, and then I come back to center. All right, so what happens on one side happens on the other side. So now, left leg reaches, that's your start. It's still a little pinprick on the earth. Right knee is directly under the right hip. And then from there, right hand goes out in front of you, palm turned towards you, and then you take the left leg off of the earth. And you just hold it there and you breathe. And you're trying to make sure and pay attention that the right hip didn't go way out to the side, that your right bum is reaching for the left foot. Breathing. And 2 more seconds. 1, and then back to center. All right. How did that go? I hope well. I know I can't hear or see you, but hopefully you're doing great, because I know you are. Head and neck floating again. 1 more round, 15 seconds for each side. So right leg goes out. You float it off of the earth, and then the left arm goes out. You keep it there. 14, 13, 12, 11, 10, 9, 8, breathe. 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, and then back to center. Wonderful. How did it go? All right, so let's go to the other side. Left leg goes nice and long. That's your preparation. And then you float it off, and then the right arm goes out. And now you hold for 14, 13, 12, 11, 10, breathing, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, and back to center. Okay, so that was fun. And now from there, you're going to pelvic tilt. So open up the space across the small of your back, puffing your low belly into your low back. Tuck the toes under, and then a huge exhale to float your knees off and the hips off into downward dog. Take a nice inhale, and then exhale, coming back to your knees back on the pillow. Take a breath in, and then exhale, curl, and lift it up and back into downward dog. And then we come right back down. 4 more times. Lift it up and back, and then we come right back down. Hopefully the spine does not change shape too many times. And last 2. And back. And last 1. And back. And now come back on your feet. If it's available, sit back on your feet. Now, if that's not available, put a pillow between your bum and your feet and have a seat, or put a pillow underneath your feet and have a seat on your feet. Wherever you are, just be kind to yourself that you're sitting nice and tall. And even if that means you're hinged a little forward, you're still staying tall instead of being in this position. Yeah, this is Vidya's favorite position too, so I have to make a conscious effort of continually elongating my spine. It's an every moment of every day adventure, not just occasionally. I have to remind myself of this all the time. Being aware of how I'm being with myself. Okay, I know that was a long time. So let's come off. And now we'll use this pillow for our side lying fun. You're going to go back to being on your side. I'm going to go back and lie on my left hip. I'm going to use this for my pillow just so I can be kind to myself. And my left arm is relaxed. My right hip is directly on top of the left hip. So in other words, my right hip hasn't rolled too far forward. It hasn't rolled too far back. I'm directly on top. And along that line, oh, my computer's going off again. Hopefully this is the last time, right? I hope. Seems to be going off every 10 minutes, so we'll pray that that was the last time. All right, so here we go. My right hip is directly on top. My right arm is resting. Right shoulder is happy. I'm going to float that leg off of the earth. Slide it forward. Let it fall. Pick it up. Slide it back. I'm in neutral. Slide it forward. Let it fall. Pick it back. Slide it directly underneath. Slide it forward. Let it drop. Pick it up. Slide it back. Here's number 4. Number 5, we're going for 7. And remember, it's not about doing these really quickly. It's more about, am I getting longer? Am I allowing this leg to stretch? Now, that's number 7. All right, so now this leg is directly underneath. I'm going to roll it a little bit in front of me just so I can see it in the corner of my eyes. I'm going to roll my thigh bone out, roll my thigh bone in, being mindful that the hip isn't rolling. It's coming from the top of the thigh bone. And I'm using my heel to sit bone to feel how my thigh bone is connected to my foot. And this is 5. Here's 6. And last one, 7. And then I'm going to slide it directly back underneath. Let it fall. Take a nice tiny break. And now we'll go into a lovely large circle. We're going to lift it up. Take it out in front of you. Lift it up. And take it behind you and circle. Here's forward, up, and behind. Let's go for 5 each way. Here's 3, and 4, and 5, and now reverse. And 4, and 5. Holy moly, that was fun. All right, so now allow yourself to come up for a moment. Push yourself up, stretch both legs, and notice how much nicer and more grounded you're sitting on your right side. Guess what? We'll go to the other side. All right, I'm not going to show my back to you again. So here I am on my right hip. Right leg is bent. Left leg is nice and long. Right shoulder is in a happy place. Head and neck are having a conversation with my tail. Left hip is directly over the right hip. I'm perpendicular to the earth with my pelvis. So now I'm going to float. I'm going to relax my left shoulder. Float my left leg off, hip length, hip width apart. Take it out in front of me. Let it drop. Pick it up. Slide it back. Here's number 2. Being mindful that my front ribs and the back ribs are still having a conversation. Yes. Suspenders up the front of the body. 4. Feeling that internal lift. 5. 6. And last one, 7. Excellent. And let it fall for a second. And now we're going to lift it back up, bring it out in front of you, letting your thigh bone roll out, letting it roll in. So remember, it's very easy to let the hip roll back and forth, but this is all about the thigh bone to foot connection. The knee does not get to help. And 4, 5, and 6. And last one, 7. And then we come back underneath us. So now we're going to take it out in front of you, large circles, lift it up, and take it behind you, over to the front, up, and back behind you. Here's number 3, and 4, 5, 6, and 7. And now we reverse. I only did 5 on the other side each way, right? I don't know. My left side always needs a little extra love, I guess. Here's 3 and 4, 5. I don't know. Sometimes I'm a little crazy, guys. Here's number 7. Wonderful. Okay, so we've done some seated work, some hands and knees work, lying on our back, side lying work. Isn't that wonderful? Coming up and stretching those legs out, making sure you're even. Yeah, I feel like I'm even. So here's a hip flexor stretch that should feel comfortable for most of us. What would you like to do with this one? Use the wall where you need it. So you're going to come on top of both knees, and you're going to take your right foot in front of you, and your right knee is going to land directly on top of the heel, so you can lunge into the front of your left hip to get an opening. Heart is lifted, eyes are lifted. We don't want to be so close to that right thigh bone that we're just falling. So think of lifting up and out. Let your right thigh bone and hip sink down to the earth a little bit more. That'll help you open up the front of that left hip. I hope it makes sense. I know you can't hear me or see me. I mean, I can't hear you or see you. I don't know what I'm saying anymore. I'll stop talking. Whew. I miss you guys. Can you tell? It's only been a day. I'm already missing you guys. And then coming back. All right? Other side. So take that leg back. Oh, what a nice change. And let's take the left foot forward, left heel directly on top of the left knee, directly on top of the left heel. Lifting up and out, letting your belly button float up. We're letting your tail hang loose, head and neck happy, heart open, using the wall as support to find a good lunge for the front of that right hip and thigh bone. Here's a place you can put a pillow underneath the knee as well. I hope this makes sense. I hope it works. I hope it helps you. All right, here we go. How are we going to come up? You're just going to use the wall if you need. Bring one foot out in front. Step into that foot to come all the way up. Standing balance work. Use the wall where you need. Remember, it's not about me. Always honor your body. You're just going to take your right foot off of the earth and hold it for 15 seconds and breathe. Head and tail in the same line. Left hip hasn't hiked out to the side. You find the center of your left thigh bone to stand on top of. Remember, you can always use the wall as support. 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, and back down. I hope that went well. Other side, same thing. Remember, it's very easy to hike that hip out. How can we stand up and out where we lift the front of our right side up towards our earlobe? That way it's not the side of the hip that's taking over. It's your right middle of your bum talking to your heel. Yes? Breathing. 13, 12, 11, 10, 9. Head and tail having a conversation. Front ribs, back ribs soft. 5, 4, 3, 2, and back to center. Voila! Just give yourself a lovely little forward fold. Allowing the crown of your head to shake, yes. Shake, no. And then rolling back up. Do that a couple more times. And along that line, I hope you have a wonderful couple of days. I'll miss you. And this is just a small piece to help you stay moving. Love you guys. Bye.